Hey everybody, today is Thursday, December 5th, 2019. Cannot believe we are almost through this decade. And I decided to start a video journal because we are thinking about trying to conceive another baby. We have two little boys, ages almost 4 and 2, and we had a miscarriage with our first pregnancy. So this would be my 4th pregnancy. And I am really excited about documenting the journey. I kind of did a little bit of that with each of my other pregnancies, but this is the first time that I'm capturing video, and I'm looking forward to sharing the experience with you. So we are thinking about trying to conceive in January, kind of shooting for an October baby. And so that will be about 6 weeks-ish before we start trying to conceive. I decided this week to give up gluten. I actually don't have a gluten intolerance. I've actually tested myself multiple times for that. I do react a little bit to one of the other proteins in wheat, but currently we don't test for all those various proteins. But through pregnancy and nursing, I found myself really not necessarily needing them, but wanting whole grains, whole wheat. So it's just kind of something that I had incorporated back into my diet, particularly over the last year. I just needed more carbs than what I was getting, and I actually felt really good while I was eating it. But the last couple of weeks, my body's just kind of given me some signals that it's time to back off of that. So I'm going to turn more to gluten-free grains and just see how I feel. I'm a big believer in listening to your body and tuning into the cues that it's giving you, because it will tell you exactly what you need. So for the foreseeable future, I'm gonna try the gluten-free thing, and then we'll see how it goes with pregnancy. Even if you don't have a gluten intolerance per se, gluten in general is pretty inflammatory for most people, so it can be one of those things that can be helpful to cut out when you're trying to conceive. There's not much clinical evidence to support that, but anecdotally, I would say that a lot of women have reported that they are able to get pregnant easier when they cut out gluten and some of the other inflammatory foods. So for now, that's what I'm cutting out. I've also greatly reduced my dairy intake because I actually do have an intolerance to whey protein. So if I do dairy, I try to do fermented, and generally I stick to goat's milk, which is a little lower in whey protein, but can still cause some inflammatory issues for people. So just keep that in mind, that could be a problem for you as well. I generally avoid soy, so that's not really something that's in my normal routine anyway. So that might be something to be mindful of as well. I am also going to start taking a baby aspirin because I have a compound heterozygous MTHFR mutation, which can put me at higher risk for developing blood clots, microclots, as the placenta develops, and that could lead to pregnancy loss. So I have chosen, in working with my providers over the past several years, I've chosen to utilize baby aspirin when I'm trying to conceive, and then throughout my pregnancy till about 34 weeks is usually when I discontinue it. So that is definitely something to consider speaking to your provider about, especially if you know that you have an MTHFR mutation. And that's a simple blood test. I'm not going to go into MTHFR a bunch today, but I do have some resources on my website if you're interested. And this is something that I cover in my Before the Bump preconception course. Other than that, I've really been working on simplifying and managing my stress. So really prioritizing the things in my life that I absolutely love doing and need to get done, and then prioritizing my own self-care, getting more consistent with working out. My husband and I have tried to get more consistent with getting up early in the morning before the kids wake up and having time together to just connect and not have to be mom and dad for at least a few minutes. And then again, we're trying to get more consistent with working out together, which has been really, really great. Also prioritizing our sleep and starting to set more boundaries around when we're on social media, what time we shut all of the electronics off before bed, which I think is incredibly important, especially as you are getting ready for a pregnancy. Quality sleep is really important for hormone balance. And we know that the exposure to all of the blue light and the screens and the EMFs, all that stuff can have an impact on hormonal health. So that's something to consider as well. So yeah, I am excited for this journey, excited to share with you, and I will be giving you an update again soon.